Would you believe me if I told you that a quiet winter getaway could turn into the kind of nightmare you'd never forget? I wouldn't until last winter. As a struggling ghostwriter, I thought a break from the city at a remote ski cabin would clear my mind and get me back on track. But I never expected the isolation to come with something unsettling. It all began one night when I suddenly woke up. I wasn't sure if it was due to something I heard or a bad dream, but I felt compelled to look out the window. That's when I noticed the snowman in the distance. As a child, I would have been delighted by the sight of a snowman. However, that sense of nostalgia quickly faded as I realized I wasn't alone in the woods. The cabin where I was staying was the only one on this side of the valley, making it seem unlikely that anyone would walk a long way just to build a snowman. Despite the eerie feeling, I was too tired to dwell on it and managed to fall back asleep. The next morning, to no surprise, the snowman was still there. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but something felt different about it. I decided to go about my day and soon forgot about the snowman until that night when it happened again. I woke up suddenly for no apparent reason. I didn't remember having a bad dream, but I knew it was common to forget dreams, even the bad ones. It felt like deja vu as I found myself gazing through the bedroom window once more. The snowman was even clearer now, and I couldn't shake the odd sensation it gave me. I began to wonder why the snowman was facing the cabin, and who would go through the trouble of building one so far out in the wilderness. That night, I struggled to sleep, so the next morning, I ventured outside for a closer look. As I surveyed the area, I found no traces of anyone, though the poor visibility due to the weather made it hard to be certain. Feeling uneasy, I knocked the snowman down, thinking it might be some sort of bad omen. Maybe I was overreacting. Perhaps it was just kids playing around. Either way, I thought I could forget about it. However, the following night was even worse. I woke up again. This time for certain it wasn't a dream. A loud thud, like something hitting the window, had jolted me awake. I glanced outside and was shocked to see the same snowman, identical to the one from the day before. I remembered turning in quite late that night, and there had been no sign of a snowman when I turned off the lights. It didn't seem like a kid's prank. Who would let their children out this late to build a snowman? And what had made that noise against the window? The last thing I wanted to do was go outside in the bitter cold, but I knew that if I waited until morning, any footprints would likely be covered by the new layer of snow. Reluctantly, I got dressed, stepped outside, and approached the snowman. That's when I discovered a single set of very large footprints leading to and from the forest. A feeling of being watched washed over me, and I regretted destroying the last snowman. I hurried back to the cabin, deciding to leave it alone. The bitter cold lingered as I curled up in bed, trying to warm up, but sleep eluded me. Then I heard it again, the unmistakable sound of a snowball hitting the window. Deep down, I knew this could only mean one thing: snowman nearby, scary noise of sudden appearance. Needless to say, I didn't sleep a wink that night, and I left the cabin the very next day. I never knew his name or saw his face, but I came to know him as the Snowman. Comment which part was the scariest. After watching this, are you still going to build a snowman this winter?